Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is 11:33. This is my first and only video of the week. As the week is coming to an end, I apologize. I was not able to make my normal videos this week. I have been traveling quite a bit and not had the time, unfortunately. However, still been trading daily, still been making moves in and out of the market. It has been a week for a lot of people. I've communicated with quite a bit of people every single day, every morning. Obviously, the selling pressure on the market has taken a toll on some people, and for some people, they're doing great because they're short certain names. I'm going to try to make this video extremely informative in the regards of taking a step back, analyzing the market and not making any decisions based off of emotion, because to be honest with you, trading and investing is 90% emotion. And if you could control in between the ears, you're probably going to do pretty good. There's going to be good times, bad times, and I want everybody to kind of just take a step back, not overreact, and let's analyze things and make sure that we're setting up correctly and that we are first and foremost managing our capital to the downside or mitigating our downside risk. Capital preservation at the end of the day is everything. At least for me it is, and I would imagine it is for most people. So first of all, backdrop of the market. Netflix reported earnings last night. Terrible. They're getting killed. We knew this. I'll go into their chart real quick, but ultimately downslide there. We have quite a bit of the whole week has been just crap. I'm going to start with that since I haven't made a video all week. And I wish I would have. I intended to on Monday, and I was not able to. As you can see in the NASDAQ, just a nasty push down. The market today is down. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty reflective of it. So this is a nasty bar. Broke below the averages. Not ideal. I had to move on Wednesday. I had to move from green to yellow, and I'm still on yellow. This is really my line in the sand where my cursor is, or where you see this line here would mean a lower low. And we're not that far away from that. And so I want to caution people to understand that lower lows are not good for the market. However, there's going to be some form of capitulation with the selling pressure that's going to end up creating a unbelievable opportunity for a lot of people. The reality is the backdrop of the financial metrics, or the economic metrics rather, are not bad. They're very conducive for growth. The inflation numbers were better than expected, though I will say you never want to see a market go down on good inflation numbers. That's usually not a great sign. So overall, the backdrop is still not terrible. I think we've got the problems with Iran. I think we have some of the capital X expenditures of companies mentioning that is hurting, and we're going into earnings season, and I think that's going to create an opportunity. I've moved from, like I said, green to yellow. I have been more diligent on my trades. I've hedged trades with selling covered calls. I have exited certain trades. I've been stopped out of certain trades, and I've taken certain day trades, or rather quick swing trades, a lot quicker than I normally would, just because I don't trust these moves. And Wednesday was not what I wanted to see, and then sure enough, yesterday was shit, and then today is not looking good. But again, listen, it's par for the course. The market's not always going to give you this. You're not going to get the market you want. You have to trade what you got. So this is my line in the sand. And so what I say by the line in the sand is, don't be surprised if it retests this area. A retest would be common. A retest and a bounce is what you want to see. I will say the summer trading continues to be lower volume, standard and very common. I'm going to go into oil real quick. Oil, as we know, the ongoing conflict in Iran is creating this little surge. As you see, this chart still looks like shit to me. I mean, it does not look good, and I mean not look good to the upside. It looks good to the downside eventually, but just not right now. Anyway, so oil has gone back up. Trump had his little press conference yesterday about a whole bunch of stuff, and he did kind of mention Iran. I don't know. So that's obviously having a worry. I'm going to be honest, I continue to short oil. I shorted oil again. I added to it again, like right before I made this video. And so some people are going to be like, man, isn't that crazy? Like, you're going against your overall rules. No, not necessarily. I'm shorting oil completely different than I would trade technically, hands down. At some point in the next couple of weeks, if we've not seen this movie before, Trump is going to hit you with a tweet that's going to say, we've come to an agreement on a ceasefire with Iran. And then oil is going to go right back down. And then I'm going to cover some of it. Could this keep going up? Yeah, there was a gap fill here on the UCO chart. It's going to fill the gap. It's going to get to 41.42. I expected this gap to get filled. It's getting filled. par for the course. You could see the shelf also here. You see the volume shelf. All the trading is in this area. So volume is there. Oil might go up a couple more dollars, but it's coming back down in time. Just telling you what I'm doing. This is not financial advice, rather for educational purpose. I've already recognized quite a bit of profits in oil when I covered quite a bit. I intend to continue to add to my short, and then I'm going to wait for the inevitable tweet from Trump to say that we have a ceasefire, which is going to happen. I mean, like, it's going to happen. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It's going to happen. Oil's going to go back down again. But yeah, man, you got to do what's best for yourself. All right, moving right along. Bitcoin, just touching on this real quick. Have we hit capitulation? I don't know. I was hoping. I don't know. Still looks, I don't know. Doesn't look great. But weekly buys, keep it in line. Gold looks like shit. All the volume is here, though, as you can see from the volume shelf. I mean, if you're trading gold, I'm sorry. If you're buying it to invest into it, to hedge, or to have some diversity against your current portfolio, I see nothing wrong with that. I think gold will be perfectly fine in time. This is just not a tradable market for gold. There were tradable markets here, which we were buying miners, we were trading GLD. It's not right now. This is on a decline. And eventually the suppression will stop. All right, I think we touched on the whole market. Let's just do Netflix real quick, just so I can point that out. And this video will be a little bit, let me go ahead and tell everybody this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, just because I didn't make another video this week, and I want to make sure I outline some of the things that people have been asking. Down 7.5%. I haven't traded this. This has just been absolutely getting chopped up. You know, I think Netflix long-term might be okay, but they're going to need to learn to evolve. Their content has really started to suck. They diluted the shares with a 10-for-1 split. The CEO, Reed Hastings, left. I mean, it's just a lot to not like about this. I wouldn't be surprised to see it back down to, like, I would believe before it makes its next move up, I'll probably see it down into the 50s. If you're looking for a short, I'm not going to do it, but this is a short. I shorted it a couple months ago. I mentioned it on a video. I did all right. I made like 20%. Anyways, moving along. All right, I'll start off with a stock that I did short yesterday, and that's SpaceX. I'm officially short this name now. Not much of a chart, but this is going under $100. Just saying it. I know some people are going to hate me for that are long SpaceX. I'm short. So I'm in a traditional short here. I'm not in options. I did it yesterday. So I'm probably up 5-6% already. It's going to have its little quick pops back up. I'm not really worried about it. I think it's going under $100. I was waiting to short it, really, for it to break underneath the IPO price. The short float is out of control here. And now once the unloading phase happens for insiders, I just think this is just going to completely crumble. You haven't seen it yet. Elon Musk, April 2nd, had a sale. I guess that was his insider sale. It's before it started trading. This is going lower. And in my opinion, take it for what it's worth. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. All right. Or what I think is going to happen. Sorry, rather. There's been a heavy amount of rotation. I'm going to start, because I made a video on Friday of buying. I added to Penguin and bought Micron. Both have not worked. Can't be right all the time. I've definitely never claimed to be right all the time. I just try to be right more than wrong, and I make sure that my rights outweigh my wrongs, and that's the strategy in which I live with. I'm going to start with memory because I think it's the most important sector to start with, as Micron has just turned green on the day, and I'm going to tell you why that's significant. All right, first and foremost, the United States CHIPS Act was passed a while ago. What that means, and I want to make this clear so for people to understand that means companies like Micron cannot buy back their stock internally yet till the end of the year. The significance there, most companies like Apple that just made an all-time high yesterday, they have the ability to buy back shares, which really help their prices of their stocks. Micron is going to have the ability to do that at the end of this year. I think it's November, if not December. That will undoubtedly lift the share price on this. I bought this on Friday. Admittedly, I have not been stopped out. I did not put a stop loss on this. I am down probably 10 or 12% on my purchase on Friday at the moment. I'm probably down 12%. Maybe not 12, maybe 8 or 9% I'm down on this. Somewhere in that region, I'm down. That's okay. I've had many of W's on Micron. So with that said, there's a gap in this area yesterday when it lost, actually on to Wednesday. I want to understand people. It's about, I think, 38% off its all-time high. The stock has done this before. It did it here. It did it here. It's done this. This is very par for the course. The stock has come back between 30 to 40% off its high and then rallied again. I'm not saying that today is selling capitulation because I don't know that. I'm telling you for myself, I am not in the camp of this crashing and burning yet like Western Digital. So with that said, my shares on Friday are still intact. I'm down 10 or probably 10%. I don't know. This is going to turn around. If I had a position from weeks ago, I would have had a stop loss set and I would have respected the selling and letting it subside and then look for my re-entry. For those of you, depending on what your situation is, because everybody's not the same, you should have set a stop loss depending on where you bought it. My circumstances are a little bit different. I've probably had 3 or 4 very successful trades on the way up, and I'm willing to absorb a temporary downside. I'm okay with it. The position was not huge that I started, and I'm looking to add when it's appropriate. I'm not adding on the way down. I'm going to add when it finds its bearings on the way up. So everybody take it easy, take a step back. This is completely different than WDC, which is Western Digital, which, if you recall, we had a great trade on this a couple weeks ago, and I said this one looks like a complete blow off top. I was right. I'm not always right. I got this one right. We made over 30%. It has now retraced over 45% to the downside. I think this one is a little bit different. It was very gappy. It was wide and loose. This looked like one that I wanted out of. Sure enough, Western Digital. Not trying to toot my horn. I'm just trying to compare the difference in memory names. SanDisk. Admittedly, I own SanDisk. SanDisk up today. Could this be short covering from a week? Probably to be expected. The shorts have done very well this week. They got in probably Friday, late last week, and they've rode down 10, 15, 20%. They're covering. You're going to have short covering. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing to write home about. Is it capitulation? You know, obviously you want to see the volume on the upside be higher than the volume on the downside. So that's something to watch towards the end of the day with shares traded. SanDisk, I own it. Another one that I do own. Admittedly, though, I was stopped out of my new shares that I bought last week. I still have the original position that I got in. I don't know. I had some position. I don't have my brokerage pulled up, but I have a portion of it did get stopped out on like Tuesday or Wednesday, but I own a small position. And again, I'm living through this. I will tell you, though, I do have a stop loss set here. So if on Monday it crosses that, I'm completely out of it. But again, I don't know if you followed me, the guys that watch these videos, we had a lot of good trades on the way up here on SanDisk. Penguino, going to touch on this because this seems to be all the rage with a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look anywhere near as bad in the deconstruction of the other names. This had a failed breakout last week. I added to it. It was hovering on the average. It came back up on Wednesday, and I said, oh, looks like it's going to make its move up. Again, failed, broke down today. So if that is accurate, which I don't think that is accurate, Pinguino is down. Yeah, no, So tough, difficult. Your line in the sand is here for all you traders. If you're below $58, yeah, I'd cut it. The shares that I bought Friday, they were stopped out. The shares that I bought prior to earnings, they're still intact. The shares that I bought the day after earnings, they're stopped out. That's just the name of the game. Sucks. But this is still a trading range. And to be honest with you, from a chart perspective, this doesn't look bad. If you take a step back, this is not a bad looking chart whatsoever. And I mean, I would look for some support, and then I'd look to buy this on a bounce for those of you that don't own it. But yeah, I mean, admittedly, I have a line in the sand and it's the lower low. I think it's here. And those are from my original shares because I still have profits in my original shares. All right, I'm done with memory because this video is going to go on way too long if I don't move along. I'm going to jump to the biotech sector real quick before I do still Still love this name. For those of you who understand, this is my 2026 conviction trade. And through this week, it took a little bit. I mean, it went from 24 down to 22. Not that bad of a haircut. This looks, again, let's zone out here. This is a cup. This is a handle. And the handle, which you always want to see, is on lower volume. Still looks really good. And for those of you that don't own this, this is presenting a hell of an opportunity to buy this. Cup, handle, lower volume, a name that is going to get bought out. Just putting it out there. I own it. I'm happy owning it. That's more of a conviction trade. TGTX. Again, this chart does not look bad whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, below those averages, but huge run up. We're up on this. If you're with me, you're up over 30% on this. Even though it's lost a couple dollars a share this week, still doing good. Chart looks great. Not the end of the world by no means. This is holding up well. This whole sector is doing really well, and I'm happy that we have these names that we bought. Liquidia, this is another one where I think it was my brother-in-law or somebody else texted me. I think it was Monday. It was down 10%. And I thought about selling it because I had 20% profit before that day. I took a haircut. I was down 10, only had a 10% profit on Monday. And I was like, shit, I just didn't find any news to basically have a rhyme and reason. Wednesday went higher. Thursday came down a little bit, but was higher. And now it's up again. Back to over 20% up on this. If you bought it at the same time as me, you're probably up 22, 24%. This still looks good to me. You have to expect stocks when they go up like this, they come down every here and there. People take profits. So everybody pump your brakes a little bit. All right, let's go to semiconductors real quick, because I think everybody needs to see semiconductors. AMD is holding up better than most, but the blood is not. Look, AMD, still down. Oh, man. I got stopped out, by the way. I bought shares, I think, the week before. I did take like a 5% loss on this. I'm not in it anymore, and my long-dated calls are gone. I think I sold those for broke even. I don't know. I had good trades on the way up. It just wasn't meant to be this time. Look, this is not a buyable name right now, though I think long-term, fine. If you're still looking to buy, you could put this in your IRA, just pointing it out. I'm going to go to Intel, and God knows I've heard a lot of shit from a lot of people about Intel. I admittedly have got this wrong. There's nothing to say here in regards to this chart. It doesn't look good. Even though the United States government is buying it, they had yesterday, they got a price target lift to 115. You got to respect the selling. So I was stopped out on, was it Wednesday or Tuesday? One of the days I was stopped out. I think it made the lower low Wednesday. So listen, I'm going to buy this back at some point, but it's just not meant to be. I had to respect the selling, and I had to mitigate the downside risk. I'm just not interested in losing. This was making a great chart, double bottom, started to go up, and has just got clobbered to the tune of $45 a share gone. Admittedly, I own this in my IRA as well, and I'm not selling it. I think this is going to be great long-term, depending on the type of trader investor you are. You can hold this, but I'm a trader, and this was in my trading account, and I had to get stopped out. So, okay, moving along, because man, this is too long of a video. Dell doesn't look bad. I haven't been stopped out. I'm still in it. I'm down probably 5 or 6%, somewhere in there. And yeah, my stop loss is here at the bottom of this wick, by the way. So if you guys are looking for that, I think my exact price is $355 for my stop loss. I'm not out of it, and I'm not selling it. I actually think this is one of the better looking charts on the market, and I think this is going to find support. A lot of these things are going to present opportunities to you, so don't freak out. Okay. Man, CERS, my small stock, throughout all the blood, I'm up like 50, 60% on this. This looks great. Some of you bought this with me. This is also cup, making a handle, drying out volume. This actually looks great. I think $4 is incoming. I'm up like 55, 60%. So not all is falling apart out there. And then obviously the big names like Visa's doing well. A lot of software is doing well. I'm not going to go into those charts overall because I'm just focusing on what's owned. I don't own anything else. Hood, thank God I sold Hood when I sold, well, not thank God. I mean, I don't want to be an exaggerator. I sold Hood in the beginning of the week, and I walked away with like 20% profits. Had a terrible day yesterday, having another down day today. Whew, Thank God I got out of that one. This doesn't look good. Yeah. So out of that one, still in Tesla. Tesla, fucking Jesus Christ! I can't curse on this thing. Did I curse? I think I cursed already. Okay, I can't curse, but then I cursed. I'm talking to myself. Sorry, guys. This looks terrible. I own it, but this looks terrible. If you're for stop loss is the bottom of that wick, that 368 charge. Okay, I admittedly bought more open this morning. I know. I read another article about open, and I'm just so. Oh man, I mean, I'm so convinced. I really am convinced that this stock is worth $10 a share. So I did buy some more this morning. Not a lot, but I bought some more. I'm convinced. Anyways, that's me. All right, so not all is lost. We've made some money. This is probably the time you want to pump the brakes and you don't want to go gas. The opportunity will present itself. Probably within the next 2 weeks, you're going to see it happen. And sentiment is going to flip like that, and it's going to go back up because we're still in an uptrend. This is par for the course. You cannot have constant up. There needs to be some selling. This is healthy. Everybody take it easy. Take a step back. Mitigate yourself. Exit positions. Let the selling pressure subside, and then wait for the opportunity like a batter. Wait for your pitch. It's going to come, and you're going to get the opportunity. In the meantime, short some oil because Trump is inevitably going to say we have a ceasefire. And when he does that, we're going to make some money. All right, everybody have a great weekend and set your stops and don't be a putz.